there, YouTube. Corn Cob Piper coming at you. Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to another episode of Puffin Autumn Blends. I have changed the intro if you haven't noticed for this one because this autumn blend that I've chosen to smoke and review for today is not an aromatic. This is quite the opposite of it, but it does have a fall-time, autumn, Halloween-esque themed name to it. So it was one of the blends that I've chosen to smoke through this fall/Halloween season. And the blend we're going to be reviewing today is from Cornell and Diehl, and it is Gray Ghost. I chose this one to smoke during the autumn just for the name alone. I had never tried it up until the beginning of the week. This will be my fifth bowl that I'm smoking now during this review. This is a Jeremy Reeves blend. Relatively new to Cornell and Diehl, but not so new. I think this blend's around 6 or 7 years old. But first time that I am personally smoking it. Let's go ahead now and I'll show you what this stuff looks like. Alright, so this is a blend of red Virginia, stoved Virginia, and cigar leaf. And from all the research that I've done, this is a Connecticut cigar leaf. We'll go ahead and zoom in here just a little bit closer so you can get a better view of this. So you can definitely see the red and stoved Virginia. There is quite a bit of it in there. However, the cigar leaf, which is here, this darker stuff, is listed as the main ingredient. Kind of some chunky pieces in there as well of the cigar leaf. And the Virginia is definitely cut to like a ribbon, almost a shag, as you can see. Really hard to, it looks like there's way more red Virginia in here than there's stoved Virginia. So here is another big bulky piece of cigar leaf. If I had to guess the amounts of the ingredients, obviously cigar leaf would be the most. The second would be the red Virginia, followed lastly by the stoved Virginia. This comes Cornell and Diehl dry. For any of you who have smoked any of the other Cornell non-aromatic blends, you'll know what I'm talking about. Their tobacco definitely comes on the dry side. I don't ever try to rehydrate it because I feel like their blends are smoked better at the moisture level that they come. I've tried in the past to rehydrate some of them and they don't end up tasting as good as they did straight out of the tin. So this is definitely, right at the correct moisture level and can be smoked right away out of the tin. Okay, so for the tin description on this one, I'm going to go ahead and read it. It's got a pretty cool tin description. The tin art on this is pretty cool as well. It's got the little castles there in the back, kind of the gray, smoky look to it. Pretty cool looking in my opinion. So this is Gray Ghost. Legend has it that on dark nights, a lone figure keeps watch over the city skyline. His billowing trench coat casting a long shadow over the metropolitan streets. In the midst of uncertainty, look for the refuge of Virginia, carefully guarded by fragrant cigar leaf. Look for the Gray Ghost. So pretty cool tin description on this. So this has, like I said, a fair amount of cigar leaf in it compared to a lot of blends. I do have a tendency to enjoy cigar leaf blends. Another Cornell and Diehl that has cigar leaf in it, Havana Daydream, is one of my favorites. I'll let you know what I think about this one here in a little while. There's what it looks like in the tin. So for the tin note, what I get out of here is, what I get hit with first is the grassy hay-like notes from the Virginia. There's a definite sweetness there, maybe a little bit of raisin as well. And then you do definitely notice the cigar leaf in the scent of the tin as well. What I pick up from that is I guess like an earthiness, kind of almost like a mushroomy smell. And then definitely I pick up some dark bittersweet chocolate as well. The same way you would in a good quality dark cigar, how you pick up those chocolate notes. I get the same thing out of the tin note in here. Now this is not topped in any way, so it's not like the smell you would get from, like, say, a chocolate aromatic or anything. It's more, like I said, the chocolate smell, bitter dark chocolate that you get from a fine cigar. So the smell of this is actually quite nice. This is one of the, probably one of the best smelling non-aromatic blends that I've ever smelled. So for the room note on this, obviously got a lot of cigar note in there. So it's not going to be too pleasant. I've mentioned in the past that being a former cigarette smoker, I am unable to detect nicotine level in pipe tobacco, and I always rate that based off of what I've read. This is the first blend that I've come across where I actually can feel the nicotine. Now, it's not overwhelming or anything for me, but I can definitely tell that it's there. So if you are nicotine sensitive, this one might not be for you. Or if you want to try it and you're nicotine sensitive, make sure you are trying that on a full stomach for sure. Because if I can feel it, you're definitely going to feel it. Like I said, it's not overwhelming. It doesn't make me woozy or anything. But I can definitely tell there's some nicotine in this blend. Go ahead and light up and we'll talk about the flavor profile now. I've already gone ahead and did a charring light. This is my second light here. And I do have a hard time getting this blend going. But once I do get it going, it goes pretty good. But from the get-go, it's a little bit hard to get things rolling. So the thing that I'm hit with, first off, on the initial light is I get a lot of the Virginia. And I get a lot of the grassy hay-like notes from the Virginia. That goes away pretty much right away. After the first maybe eighth of the bowl, it's gone. And then you start to, the rest of the flavors will start to develop. There's a definite earthy and nutty note to this that you get from the cigar leaf. And with a lot of cigar leaf blends that you smoke, while you could tell there's something different about them, this one you could definitely pick up very heavily the cigar leaf. So you definitely know that you're smoking a cigar leaf blend, which is very, very nice. This is very reminiscent to me of smoking a pipe as I'm going through the bowl. That nuttiness hits you about a quarter way down into the bowl. The Virginias start to sweeten up, and the flavor profile changes quite significantly for the better, in my opinion. The nuttiness gets more pronounced in the cigar leaf. We'll get a little bit more earthy, maybe a little bit of mushroom taste. And that chocolate, that dark bittersweet chocolate that I mentioned in the tin note, you could definitely start to taste that. And I want to reference once again that it's not a cocoa flavor. It's a dark bittersweet chocolate, the same kind you would get from smoking a high quality cigar. By the way, I'm smoking it today from one of my cob mods that I did. This is a Missouri Meerschaum Legend Fifth Ave that I've stained. I've added a deer antler tip shank and then the swirled acrylic bit. Smokes very, very nice, and you see this pipe went out again. Like I said, I have some issues getting it going, but once you do, it's quite nice. The thing I like about this blend the most is the surprising amount of sweetness you get from the Virginias. They really developed this tobacco into quite a sweet Virginia blend. Doesn't give me any tongue bite at all. And like I say, you definitely get it's not the same as smoking a cigar, but you definitely have in the back of your head that I'm smoking a cigar kind of essence to this, just because there is so much cigar leaf in here. They say it's Connecticut leaf. Tastes very, very much like Maduro leaf to me because of that chocolatiness that you get. But this is quite a a good blend, and this is actually one of my biggest and best finds so far of 2017. One of the better blends that I've smoked. I wish I would have found this one earlier. I do like smoking cigars, but I only smoke them outside, and it's very, very hot down here in South Florida in the summer. So I don't smoke cigars during the summer, which I would like to, because I only smoke them outside. And now that I found this blend, this is going to be a great substitute for me to, for a cigar in the summertime. Now this blend is quite stout. It's going to fill your mouth with a lot of flavor, very, some spiciness, some leatheriness. I mean, this blend is definitely not for the faint of heart. If you like lighter blends, this one's not for you. Like I said, I can feel the nicotine in this, and I've smoked all the heavy hitters, nicotine-wise, such as Old Joe Crane's Haunted Bookshop, Cock Strong, Sam Gwith's 1792 Flake. I've smoked them all. Like I said, I've not been able to detect the nicotine. I definitely can feel it in here. I will not retrohale this tobacco ever again. My first bowl that I smoked, I did a few retrohales, and it really did do a number on the inside of my nose. I mean, it made it burn pretty bad. My eyes water a little bit. So you could try to retrohale if you're smoking this blend, but try it at your own risk. So the really only negative that I found to this blend is just the fact that I have a hard time getting it going. And now it's going, you could see, but I think that was like 4 or 5 lights I did to get it going. I'm definitely getting this, the AC's on, so the smoke is wafting back in my face. I'm getting an idea of what the room note smells like, and it smells like straight up like a cigar. So I might have to check with my wife on this one. Smoke it while she's home and see if it's okay to smoke in the house, which I hope it is, because like I said, this is going to be my substitute for smoking a cigar in the summertime. So for Cornell and Diehl's Grey Ghost, once again, one of my best finds of 2017 so far. So glad that I tried this blend. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 4.75 or 4 3/4 stars out of 5. The only reason that I'm knocking that quarter star off is due to the fact that I have a hard time getting this lit and going. I think the more that I play around with it, maybe that cigar leaf needs to be broken up by hand a little bit before I pack my pipe, or maybe I just need to go a little bit looser. If I get it to the point where I can just go ahead and pack the pipe, it stays lit, keeps burning, this would jump to a 5 stars, 5 out of 5 stars, no problem for me. I really, really like this blend. It didn't get the greatest reviews on tobaccoreviews.com. I guess probably just because it's so strong and potent. And, this is definitely one of those blends that'll put some hair on your chest. And the ash, and I don't know if you could see that in here, the ash on there actually burns like that dark gray that you get from a cigar as well. So you're not going to get that fine white ash, but this will burn all the way down to the bottom of the bowl once you get it lit. And it just went out on me again. But the ash is going to be a dark gray instead of the white. So just a great all-around blend. I would definitely recommend if you're into like stout, strong blends and you like cigar leaf and you do like cigars, definitely one to try. They do not sell this in bulk. You can only buy it by the tin, which is unfortunate. I prefer to buy my tobacco in bulk just because it saves money. I'm also able to order smaller quantities when I first try something to see if I actually like it. But this is a great find for me in 2017. Like I said, 4 3/4 out of 5 stars for Cornell and Diehl Grey Ghost. As always, YouTube, keep on piping.